Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Charleen if you're new here, and today I have my best friend Queen with me.
Hi.
In her first second. She made an appearance in last week's vlog if you've seen that, but we're doing a little tipsy, drunk, get ready with us before I go out. Our boyfriends are currently probably locked somewhere.
More locked than us.
Watching match, so we're getting ready while they're watching that and then going for food. So we're gonna do like full glam basically.
It's gonna go awful.
Yeah, because all our makeup's just everywhere and we're also a bit drunk, so
Cheers to the weekend.
just the weekend. We asked Instagram for some questions while we're doing our makeup, just to kind of break it up a little bit because we're not doing a tutorial, we're just gonna like do it. But we'll answer like one question before we start.
Okay, like this is crusty.
It's crusty. Crusty dusty. Okay, most embarrassing thing that's happened to you in public. I'm gonna start my skincare while I think of this. I'm just gonna put on a bit of moisturiser.
Honestly, you don't want to know I'm using. Just watch.
Okay, most embarrassing things that ever happened to me in public. I can only think of the.
No, you can't say
I can't say that.
No, what?
Probably something like when you're drunk. Like obviously because you do embarrassing things when you're drunk and people sometimes aren't drunk.
No, honestly, I've done more embarrassing things when I've been sober when I was younger, because we were weirdos. Like,
we were freaks. So one time, do you ever know, if you know Bushy Park, me and the girls, we were young, like we were kind of old. 13,
Maybe 12.
done a concert for everyone in the park.
Do you know, like the bandstand?
We weren't embarrassed.
I don't even think that's that embarrassing. We thought that was so
And we weren't
normal.
embarrassed back
And we
then.
thought everyone was cheering at us and wanted us to keep going, so we kept going. Like it was a normal thing to do.
Yeah. Oh god.
And we also...
That was bad. But I feel like I don't get embarrassed that much about stuff because I don't really, if something embarrassing happens, like I'll delete it from my mind rather than...
I don't. I overthink it for the rest of my life and then... Oh, I don't know.
And then die. Okay, for foundation, I'm going to do a bit darker, so don't think I'm not matching my neck, because I'm going to put body tune on afterwards. So I'm going to mix together.
I'm really not matching my neck.
What?
I'm really not matching my neck.
Oh my god, these are actually very different. So this is what I use when I'm really tan on holidays and stuff. It's very dark actually, looking at it now. This is Tahoe from NARS Natural Longwear, and then this is Barcelona, the sheer glow one. So I'm going to mix them to get like a happy medium.
I love how you're giving a tutorial and I'm literally whacking the thing out. So now I'm using the NARS wand, which I don't like.
I like it.
I don't like the wand. I love the concealer. I hate the wand. It's so stiff. We haven't had a drink in 4 hours. Like so much for drink get rid of me sober.
Okay, this question came up a lot. Like everyone wants to know like who's the most fakest or rudest influencer you've met.
Charleen.
Me. No, honestly, it's gonna sound so boring, like such a bad answer, but there's not one. I think that's solely because the Irish influencer community is so small that if someone's rude, you'd be like, okay, just enjoy that, like be by yourself or whatever. We all have the same interests, like we all love fashion and beauty or whatever their own niche is, and everyone's just genuinely lovely, and I feel like that's such a boring answer, but no one has ever been rude to me. Yeah, I can't call anyone out, I'm afraid.
So I just used this lovely concealer stick. It's actually nice. I don't know why I'm slagging it, but still, it's lovely.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that.
Bargain girls, 150. And normally I'm a little snobby my makeup, so
Can't say.
snobby girl.
Oh my god.
Wait, do you know what I've
This
seen?
contour, no, this contour is the same shade.
You're a joke.
I just put it on.
No, it's hard. You don't look that dark. I think I brought the wrong one, did I?
No, baby, that's it. Oh, my light. I mean, beep my light. Do you often reject brand deals? Yeah, I would actually often reject them. A lot of brand deals now, for people that don't know, so a lot are paid, and then there's some like free brand deals that people want to gift you something and then you post about it. A lot of them I would now reject because I think that my following and what I bring to a brand is worth more than a free gift, unless I love the item. I'm like, yeah, 100% I'll do that. But otherwise I'm like, no, I'd rather do something paid, if that makes any sense. But I've definitely turned down brands as well that I don't feel like suit me as a person and don't I don't know, just don't like stand for what I stand for, or like something just I don't like. I'm not gonna do something just for money.
And girls, I'm not a blogger. If anyone send me free stuff, hit me up. I'll give you my address.
Best brand you've worked with. I'm gonna go like, does that mean like easiest brand or like my most favourite? I didn't bring my powder either. Like, I might actually
try this when you'll love it. You'll love it. If she loves it, I'm an influencer, okay? Tampin, Fumin, Rage.
Okay.
It's gonna go monkey.
Best brand I worked with. Probably Pretty Little Thing, because it's a brand I shopped from so much before collaborating with them. Same with Nasty Gal, or else Look Fantastic, because during lockdown, especially, like that was really recently. Obviously, I kept buying, like obviously I was just buying loads of makeup the whole time, and I kept buying stuff that Look Fantastic. So then to obviously have a brand deal with them and to be with them for the next few months is unreal.
This is the most boring drunk get ready with me you've ever seen in your whole life, and that's honestly fair. I agree.
A lot of people asked a brand I wouldn't work with again. I'm obviously not going to say a brand name because I think that's actually illegal, is it? Probably would
I know
be.
what's unprofessional.
Unprofessional and illegal or whatever. But what I will say is I'll give you advice if these are up bloggers, but fill me up there. Top me up. Bloggers or anyone working with brands, don't let brands take advantage of you. When you have a following, you know your own worth. You know what you are worth. You know what you can do for brands. You know that you can sell things, and don't let a brand take advantage of it, and don't let a brand make you doubt that, because that happens sometimes.
You're a bad bleep.
That's all I'm going to say, because I'm not here to spill tea like that, because that's just unprofessional. I'd probably never get to work with a brand.
And I would be like to delete that. Control-Alt.
We've made me delete a lot of things.
Charleen's so impulsive, like she's the most impulsive person ever. I think Charleen forgets so much that she actually has followers.
Especially when it comes to like, if someone tweets about Dana, I'm like...
Or yourself. I'm like, Charleen, stop. But like, you've always been like that, because remember we got attacked. We got attacked years ago by this group of little kids. Now they were kids, but they were very aggressive. And now we were only kids ourselves, and they, like, we were all sugaring it. And then one of them called our friend fat, and Charleen was like, she ain't fat! And we all just were terrified. We're like, why is she doing that?
Everyone
Why
was
is
like,
she
turning each other. Leave love.
This is
It's actually a good question. Someone asked, have you ever had to advertise a product you hated? If so, what one? No, because I wouldn't.
She actually doesn't.
I wouldn't accept a product that I hated, because like, you can't make a product you hate look good. Like, you just can't, and you'll know, I can see straight through people. I'm sure people can see straight through me if that were the case, and I don't think I would have 60,000 followers if I done that.
Anyway, I got braces, so if you think I look like this all the time, I do. Keith was like, why are you like this? I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that, like, and he just looks at me and he's like, and I'm like, Keith, I don't mean to do that.
Get stuck. What do you do on your first day of college? I'm so nervous. That's a really good question, because I remember feeling the exact same when I started college. So you can answer first.
Oh god, I don't know. It's honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty.
It could be different. It could be.
Okay, well, I knew now.
It could be different now.
You went to college. You knew so many people. I went to college. To be fair, who did I say? I knew a few people my first day, and I just sat with them, and then, like, then we kind of went in all the same lectures, and then you just make friends. Like, it just happens. But you will want to drop out 9 to 5. I'm terrible at this. Don't take my advice, but I wanted to drop out in first year. I'm going in fourth year. I wanted to drop out, I'd say once a week. Like, I'd go home crying, and I was like, I'm dropping out. But I didn't, and I'm so thankful I didn't. So here's some life advice from me.
I just remember going into like induction, and you're put in like groups, and you go around and you kind of get towards the college. I don't think that'd be different now.
I remember that.
But yeah, you just kind of end up making friends, I think, and everyone's in the same boat as well. Like, some people might know each other and be chatting, and that's quite intimidating, obviously, because if you don't know anyone, but everyone's in the same boat and feels the exact same, and no one really knows what's going on. Advice on not relying on relationships to be happy and enjoy single life. I don't know, I think when I met Dano, I was so happy being single.
It's like you learn to love yourself before you can let anyone love you and be in a happy relationship, or else it's not going to be, you're always going to depend on someone else to love you. So you have to learn to be a bad bleep, and then you'll be like, woohoo.
Yeah, you have to be happy in yourself first, or else it's just going to be not you won't be fun in a relationship. You'll be insecure, you might be really jealous, and that's not good traits to have. And if that person loves himself, they'll be like, why is this bleep being real like this? Like, I don't want to be with this, whatever, like that. But once you love yourself, you can be happy in one, and that's...
And you'll end up causing arguments, not even you personally, the arguments will just happen because of it. So, actually, this question wasn't about relationships. Just remember that, like, you have to love yourself before you can love anyone else, 100%. You love yourself 100%.
And being single is not the end of the world. Like, no matter what age you are, not everyone's life moves at the same pace. Like, you can literally get with someone, meet the love of your life at 50. Do you know? And like, being single is fun. You like...
Sure, some people end up getting together stuck with each other because they're afraid to break up, and then end up getting divorced at like 50. Yeah. So when I met my boyfriend, I was completely happy being single, whereas all the time leading up to that, I wasn't happy myself, and I was like, I want a boyfriend. Every time I was texting someone, I was like, I want them to be my boyfriend. And like, really, see, no, you don't want them to be your boyfriend.
That was like me. I was single for a year before I met Donna, and in that year, I think... What?
That was like the longest year single.
I know.
So long.
I think in that year I just learned to be so happy with myself that when you get to a point where you don't mind being single, that's when you're ready for a relationship. Because if you're still at a point, I need a boyfriend, that's all you'll be looking for. But it's the second that you're not looking that you'll actually find one. Yeah. Because I already have it. That's why I have. Would you recommend 1 mil or half getting your lips done the first time? Oh, well, we're actually military.
Cheers to the weekend.
I would recommend talking to whoever getting your lips done off and asking them for advice. But my first time I got a mil because my lips were quite small, and she basically said to me, if you get half a mil you won't notice it. So I got a mil first time. Usually a mil will dissolve quite quickly because it's the first time getting it in your body, so your body breaks it down quite quick. So getting a full mil is just kind of easier, I think, because you don't have to go back as quickly. You were there the first time I got them done, weren't you?
Yeah, it was absolutely horrific.
No,
I hate needles. No, it wasn't. It was fine. Me and Charleen both hate needles. Like, I mean, every time we had to get one in secondary school, it was just traumatic. We were actually not going, but we weren't going to get it. We were just like, you know what, I'll just get my mum to bring me to the clinic. But we got it in the end.
They got really bad side effects for some people, do you know?
Definitely. But anyway, we didn't get them, thank.
Okay, if you were to bring out a product, what would it be?
I feel like a blush, to be honest. That's probably my favourite product. But
makeup product? Does it mean makeup product or any product in the world? Because if it was anyone, I would bring out clothes.
Like, I'm not the kind of person that was really into that. Like, I do like clothes and I do like makeup. I don't really like makeup, to be honest. I just wear it because like I have to. But like, I don't know. I wouldn't bring out anything. I'll just buy you stuff.
I feel like I'd bring out a really nice primer.
No, I'd bring out a perfume. I love someone who smells so good. That's my favourite thing. Like, if someone smells good and I'm in work, I'm like, oh my god, just smells so good. What is that?
Yeah. Best way to make new mates: don't have untrustworthy or good friend to my name.
I feel like
that makes me really sad because I have really good friends that if someone doesn't, that makes me sad. Because it's actually hard because you hear so many people just falling out with their friends and all, especially as they get older. But
I think we've had so many of our friends for life.
Yeah, I agree.
Like a lot of people we're friends with now are still friends.
Still friends.
Like,
even if you're not that close, even if you're not that close to someone, I would still call them a friend, you know, and I'd still be there for anyone that I used to be friends with or like I'm not that close to, because I've never actually fallen out with anyone, I don't think.
No, I feel like me and Charleen became friends in 3rd class, right?
Yeah.
And then like we weren't super
How
close.
did we even first talk?
I don't know. I just remember some really funny things happening, like Charleen getting hit across the face.
No.
Obviously not by me. We're not problematic here.
Oh my god.
And then I remember when we had to bring all our... Anyway, so we were close in 3rd class and then we weren't really close after that, and then we were put in the same class in 1st year in school, and then like I feel like ever since then
we've been friends.
Like...
Ow.
We used to go on holidays together every year. Like Charleen would come with my mum, and then... Because my dad just doesn't go away with us.
One time I sleepwalked into Cree's mom's bed.
And she didn't say it, and like, just left her there. Yeah. My mom's like...
I woke up in the bed.
I feel like my mom's just like...
My mum.
A second mom to Charleen. Like, my mom literally is obsessed with Charleen.
Me and Cream.
Right, Emily Morris, you're an absolute babe. Why are you the 2 biggest beauts with the best brows? Why are you the cutest with the cutest baby?
I know, literally.
Opinion on Maura Higgins. I think she is absolutely phenomenal looking. And like, just like so
Unreal.
real.
Yeah.
So real. I love her accent. I think it's gas. Anyway.
She's mad bleak.
Do you have like a happy place?
No, maybe. I love London. I always feel really at peace when I'm in London. It sounds so weird, but I feel like I'm just meant to be there.
Okay, we don't even want to. Everyone I think that knows me knows that I'm obsessed with New York. But I feel like it's more like what you do when you need a happy place now.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't know. I just cry and then I'm happy again.
Yeah,
like I'm like,
okay.
wah, and then it's all like good vibes.
Oh, good.
Weird ex story.
Is this if you have a weird ex or a weird story with the ex?
It just says weird ex story. Because we doesn't have an ex.
My exes are that weird. Like, well.
Does your mom worry about you on social media?
No, because I don't think she understands the extent of it at all. I think she's really like, not naive to it, but like she just doesn't understand.
Quiva worries about Charleen.
Worries more than her mum.
So I cry when I see Charleen getting hate. I'm like, oh, I can't do it. I cry more than Charleen does. So like, when you give Charleen hate, you're literally giving me hate because I just can't.
I've actually never cried once about hate.
No, you haven't. I remember I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she does it because like I'm so bad with things like that. But I really don't know how you do it. So
hard though not to look up stuff about yourself. Like there's this website where I'm not even gonna say what it is.
I
We're not gonna give it any airtime. But people are just yeah, they're just horrible. It's so hard not to like look, but I'm like no. That's a skill I learned actually. And excuse me. In the last few years is like don't look at things that you know aren't gonna bring you peace or just gonna make you upset. Like why would I search something? I'm gonna drink. Why would I search something that I know is only gonna make me unhappy? Like put yourself first in a situation like that. I'm not gonna let someone else disturb my day if it's not. If I'm going and looking it up, that's actually on me. That's not well. That's the person as well who said it, but I'm making it worse for myself by looking it up. So I just don't do it. And
like I think that I like. Thankfully, I could never ever do the stuff that Charleen does because I would literally. What's annoying for me is I'm reading things about you and I'm like, that's just not true. Do you know what I mean?
That's the worst part, yeah. Like if it was true things, I'd be like, yeah, fair. Like Chinese whispers is real because people just literally like to make up stuff sometimes. Some people obviously don't mean to and they mishear or change the story a little bit, but people also like to make up things just for drama and just have something to tell because they actually can't talk about anything else. There's that.
And like when you say one thing, it always leads like, you know, when you tell a story, even yourself, like if something happened to you and then someone's like to you, oh, I can't believe this happened to you, you're like, okay, that was so exaggerated.
And I literally know the first hand from hearing stories about myself. I'm like, where did that even root from? I don't know. So that's when you know, and I think having that insight is actually really good in life. Even that whole, when I was getting that hate on Twitter, it's made me second guess a lot of things that I would tweet. Not even if it's directly about someone, but even if someone's on Love Island, you're like, oh, she's wrecking my head. Like, she has family, she has friends, she has herself. She'll see that when she comes out. Like, doesn't matter how many followers someone has, they can still see what you say potentially. Even the Kardashians,
yeah, that's what I always
them.
think.
Yeah,
they have family. Like the way I always see it is, that person has parents, and how would you feel if you were a parent and looking at them things for your child? I couldn't.
Well, not everyone thinks like that, and that's why the world is how it is.
What's the best bag to use for college? Do people use a handbag or a school bag?
Both. I've always had a school bag,
Same.
I think, but I think some days I brought in a handbag.
A lot of people in my college use handbags. I just don't because I'm not a huge fan. Like I use them when I go out, but like I just feel like having everything on your back also evens out the weight.
Yeah, true.
When and where do you plan on getting your boobs done? Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm planning on my boobs done in 2021. I'm not going to say where because I don't want to advertise somewhere. I don't want to advertise somewhere obviously before I get done in case obviously touch wood it went wrong or something like that. So I'm not going to say that yet. Okay, we're running late. I'm doing my eyebrows.
I forgot that outside corner.
No, I would sob. Please don't tell me you forgot the last
I remember putting you in here. You're gonna sit down.
Thank God, girl. Hey, trust the process with the eyes. They look bad now, but they'll be nice.
Is that what you want to talk about, man?
Lashes on. This is Ingla and Mora. If I want more, that's really good actually.
Oh.
In the shade Drama Queen. This lipstick. I usually actually, to be honest, I wasn't a fan of hanging out lipsticks. Lipstick.
Lip switch.
And these are really nice. Formless is very light though. So when I just put more lip liner on, I'll just do that. If a lipstick is too light for you, just use a darker lip liner and just like basically fill it in. My perfume I use.
Don't down about it.
Yeah, you really do.
I know, yeah. So I was like, you should get her that perfume. She really likes that, the one you got her.
Did he ask you?
I did. He wanted to get you. Oh, last week he wanted to get this big Charlotte Tilbury makeup set. It was like €300. I was like, because some of the stuff wasn't nice. I was like, do you want me to pick out stuff from Charlotte Tilbury? And he was like, yeah. And then we never did. And then we found the Dior one.
Oh, grand.
So I was like, do you want to get her a ring? How about a Dior ring or something to go with her thing? And he was like, I was already looking at one, and then we both put the notification on to try to get it, but the notification never came through. He ended up just going on randomly and finding it.
Oh my god. They have an amazing necklace actually. This
And got straight through.
Oh, they must have
blocked
our number, because anytime we rang.
We were happy.
Can I use that tap?
Yeah, this one was super good. Put it on
Didn't even
there.
get a picture in the mirror, Char.
What? Didn't want a picture in the mirror.
Huh?
Didn't want a picture in the mirror.
Who didn't?
Me.
Boy,
I'm gonna get one when I'm dressed, like.
we can get a picture in this bathroom
Oh,
though.
we'll get one later. Will you make sure you get one later now?
But later I'll be bleeding locked.
Yeah, and what?
That was Charleen though. Then I wish she got in the blame. Sure, that was you!
Here, I'm not crying. Like, what are you this scrap for in here?
I'm not, but she moved the bag and you dropped it in.
When did I move the
You
bag?
moved that bag.
Did I?
Yeah.
You moved it. I have you on camera. Okay, my makeup is
Jeez,
all done. This is what we're looking
Locked
like.
after that.
Wait, it's not. Like, how did this occur? I was ahead of you.
I don't know. But I need to put my body tune on, so I'm gonna go get.
No, but can you
Okay,
help me
yeah.
open this first?
Okay, let's do
We
it.
got another bottle of Prosecco because we're drunk. Twist it. Okay, I guess I'm doing it myself. Wasn't enjoyable.
Okay, I'm sorry. We need to cut this video because I need to go put my body tune on. That's why my face is orange and my body is pale. So, love this. Is my ass in that? We love
This
this.
was so bad, but
Hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more of this, what was wrong? Thanks so much for watching. If you got this far, well done.
hardly.
Hardly gets far. So, anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.